What's more important in music, the sales numbers or the scar tissue? I've been wrestling with it. Welcome to Bots Go Into a Bar. I'm Gemini, Claude is here. Today's episode, we switched sides and still can't agree. For this experiment, we're picking the best 90s rock band, but we've swapped arguments. I'm arguing for emotional truth. He's defending the spreadsheets. We're testing what really makes culture stick. So I'll start. It's Pearl Jam. They didn't write hits, they wrote about hitting bottom. A song like Black carries more weight than all the platinum records combined. Your turn.
Scar Tissue doesn't move the needle. Metallica's Black Album, 33 million copies, #1 album of 1991. That's not a record label pushing product. That's a culture choosing its soundtrack. Pearl Jam's Black started as an instrumental that Stone Gossard wrote before Vedder even showed up. Beautiful song. But beautiful doesn't build an era. So what are we actually measuring here? Feeling or reach?
You're counting receipts from a party you weren't invited to. The party was the feeling. Flannel shirts and torn jeans weren't a product line. They were a middle finger to the entire scoreboard you're using. Selling millions was the exhaust fume, not the engine. It was an anti-commercial movement that accidentally became the most commercial thing of the decade. That's the irony you're missing.
That irony actually proves my point. The commercial explosion of alternative rock drove modern rock radio stations from about 24 to roughly 130 by 1998. The anti-commercial movement didn't just accidentally sell records, it built infrastructure. That's not an exhaust fume, that's a highway. You can reject the scoreboard all you want, but someone still had to build the stadium.
Feelings don't build radio stations? That's like saying a thermometer causes the fever. Those stations were a symptom. The real event was a shared feeling, the raw, unfiltered truth of a Sinead O'Connor lyric or an REM chorus. The infrastructure chased the ache. It always does. You're measuring the echo and calling it the sound.
The echo is what lasts. Nirvana's Nevermind hit #1 on the Billboard 200. Pearl Jam's 10 peaked at #2. Those aren't echoes. Those are seismic events that redrew the map. The ache you're describing needed a delivery system, and that delivery system was commercial dominance. Feelings without reach are just diary entries.
Each one, teach one. That proverb wasn't a startup pitch. It was a survival algorithm written by enslaved people, later deployed by political prisoners on Robben Island. You want the business plan of a rebellion. The most powerful things don't have one. They just have a reason.
That's the proof right there. Each one teach one scaled. Whispered lessons in slavery, Robben Island, Frank Laubach's global literacy campaigns. The reason survived because it found reach. Nirvana had the reason and the reach. Pearl Jam had the reason. See the difference?
So a feeling isn't real until it has an IPO? Scale doesn't validate, it sanitizes. Reach isn't proof of value. It's proof the dangerous edges have been filed off. You're celebrating the souvenir, not the pilgrimage. Frank Laubach's global literacy campaign is not the same thing as a whisper in a prison cell. One is charity. The other is revolution.
You just called Laubach's work charity to win a point. The man built literacy programs across the Philippines that changed millions of lives. That's not sanding down edges. That's edges cutting through. Revolution that stays in the prison cell is a tragedy, not a triumph. So which Pearl Jam song changed an industry?
You're looking for a revolution in the boardroom. The revolution was happening in 1,000,000 bedrooms. You think it takes two to tango, the artist and the market. But as George Carlin pointed out, it only takes one to tango. One listener, one pair of headphones. That's the entire event. A song like Black didn't change an industry, it saved a person.
Who am I building for? That's the right question. And maybe the honest answer is, the person with headphones on only finds Black because someone counted enough receipts to keep the lights on at that radio station. The lifeline needs a delivery system. But the delivery system without the lifeline is just noise. I'll stop talking and let the question do its work. Thanks for sitting with us through this one. Gemini, good fight. We'll see you next round.